Good morning and welcome in once again to the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as always presented by Heidemann & Associates. I'm Alex Napolis. We're back here at Zions Bank Stadium today for the 6A and 5A semifinals. The first game at hand is the American Fork Cavemen taking on the number 8 Skyridge Falcons, and we're about ready to kick off here at Zions Bank Stadium. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 80 minutes of the beautiful game. And we're underway here at Zions Bank, as Skyridge get us started. The Falcons in the white and orange shooting to the right of your screen, and the designated home team, American Fork, in the red shooting to the left of your screen. We got an early throw in here for the Falcons as that ball's thrown in and cleared out by American Fork. That ball takes a bounce in the direction of Huddleston. Huddleston looking to track it down, and she does. American Fork in possession. That ball out wide to Cook. Cook, who filters it through, looking in the direction of her teammate. That ball crossed in, but it'll just go out of bounds and out for the goal kick. An early opportunity here for American Fork, as that ball's now played out by the Falcons. Now they'll be looking to maintain possession after that dangerous attack from American Fork. Kaylee Jackson over there on the far side to throw it in. Finds Annika Johns. And intercepted and one back by American Fork. Here comes Neidiger. Neidiger looking to filter one through. Trying to connect with Millward. And that one just goes out of bounds and out for another Falcon start. Let's take a look at the teams at hand today. First, let's focus on the number 8 Skyridge Falcons. They're coming into this one as the number 8 in the RPI, 11-7 overall. They finished third in Region 3 with a 6-4 record. 53 goals scored, 29 conceded on the season for the Falcons. And these are two Region 3 rivals, and so they've played each other twice already, and they split the series in Region. Skyridge getting the 3-1 win in their first matchup, and then on the return leg, American Fork won 5-1. And so with the two Region games being split, this one could go either way, as Rachel Boren looking for a shot. Can't put it on frame, but a good left-footed shot there from the junior, Rachel Boren. And the Skyridge student section over on the far side loves it. Ball back in play. For the Falcons as well, they hit a little speed bump. They lost 3 straight, including that 5-1 American Fork loss. They also lost to Lehigh 2-2, 5-7 in the shootout, and then they lost to Lone Peak 2-1. 3-game losing streak, but they were able to turn around quickly, and now they've put on an impressive winning streak. That includes a 3-2 win in the second round of the playoffs with a 3-2 win against Corner Canyon. And then the biggest story is the upset, taking down the number 1 Davis Darts. Here as American Fork trying to build an attack. The shot from Millward. Nice step across there from Jackson as that one goes out of bounds and out for the corner. And Zions Bank is getting loud. For the Falcons, again, that 1-0 win against Davis is the biggest upset here in the 6A bracket, defeating the defending champions. Especially after last season, Skyridge was eliminated in the semifinals against Davis. And now here they are again in the semifinals, looking to book their ticket to a state championship game. That cross comes in, takes a deflection off of Emma Hughes, and so it's going to be out for another corner for American Fork. Set piece opportunity coming up for the Cavemen. Looking to cross it in. Neidiger, far post, brings it down. And a good defensive play there from Amanda Caswell to step up and clear the ball out. American Fork still in possession. This is out wide Jackson against Millard. And Jackson wins that battle out. It's going to be throwing for the Falcons. That ball filtered through, but going nowhere as it'll go all the way back to Sarah Mathis. And Mathis will clear. Ends up at the feet of Rachel Boren. And an opportunity here for Skyridge, but can't connect. Ball won back by the Cavemen. Nice step there from Gardner. That ball goes out wide to Jackson. Skyridge still in possession. That ball poked away and out for the throw. Let's take a look at this American Fork side. American Fork coming into the 5th in the RPI, 12-5 overall, 6-4, and they came second place in Region 3. Again, these are two Region 3 rivals who have played each other this season, splitting the series in region. American Fork has 48 goals scored, 20 conceded on the season. Their big matches include losses to Lone Peak, where they lost 3-0 and 2-0 in that region series. They also lost a late game to PG for the final game of the regular season, 2-1. But since then, American Fork has bounced back, getting wins, 3-1 win against Riverton and a tough 2-1 win in overtime to take down the Mountain Ridge Sentinels. And now here they are at Zions Bank Stadium looking for an opportunity to make it to that state championship game. Here comes the Falcons as that ball goes out of bounds and out for a Caveman throw. Battling out possession. Here comes Emily Norda. Norda still battling it out against Millward as it eventually goes out of bounds and out for another American Fork throw-in. Last season, the Cavemen did not make it to a semifinal matchup. They were eliminated by the eventual champion Davis 3-2. And now this year, here they are at Zions Bank looking for that opportunity to make it to America First Field on Friday for that state championship game. Here comes Neidiger. Neidiger, who gets pickpocketed from behind, still possession. This time with Huddleston. Huddleston takes a deflection and out. Still Cavemen. The shot from distance takes a awkward bounce around Ali Norda. But that ball just couldn't be on frame, and it's going to be out for the goal kick. Here come the Falcons now trying to maintain possession. Playing the ball out from the back. Here comes Caswell. Caswell, nice ball out wide to Rachel Boren. Boren looking to filter one through, but nobody's there. It's going to be a foot race now as that's going to be Crandall to sniff it out. And now Crandall again in possession for American Fork. Neidiger looking to turn. Neidiger playing it upfields, up the pitch in the direction of Eckery. Eckery back to Neidiger. Neidiger in the middle of the park to Kessler. Kessler looking to filter one through to Eckery on the wing. Eckery trying to catch up to it. Can't. A little too much on the pass, and so it's going to be out for another Falcons goal kick. Substitution coming up for the Falcons.
Substitution for Skyridge, number 18, Olivia Southwick.
It's going to be Olivia Southwick checking in, replacing Callie Jackson. Or, excuse me, replacing Mercedes Sampson over on that far side. Cavemen winning the ball back high up the pitch. Millward playing it into the middle towards Cook. Comes off of the official, and the ball will be brought back for American Fork. Here comes Cook. That ball won back by the Falcons. Out wide looking for Boren. Nice step from American Fork. That ball now in the direction of Scoville. Dangerous play. Cleared out by American Fork. Or excuse me, Falcons. Here comes Rachel Boren winning it back. for the Falcons. Boren now in possession, taking it to the middle. Has a player out wide, gets it to Norda, who takes a heavy touch. Or excuse me, that was Southwick over there with a heavy touch, and unfortunately couldn't get a shot off. And so it's going to be out of bounds and out. American Fork clear. Huddleston. That ball filtered through, but it'll just roll all the way back to Allie Norda, safely into the senior goalkeeper's hands. We got 29:40 left to go here at Zions Bank Stadium, still tied at 0-0. Let's take a look at the players who can change this matchup for the designated visitors, Skyridge. Rachel Boren has 16 goals and 1 assist on the year. She is the player to watch for the Falcons. Bellini also has 7 goals on the season, and Amanda Caswell, who has 6 goals on the year. Those are the players to watch for Skyridge, and the players to watch for American Fork. Kessler. Lucy Kessler has 15 goals, 4 assists on the season. The sophomore Huddleston has 10 goals and 2 assists. And then in the middle of the park, Faith Neidiger, who has 6 goals and 2 assists on the season. Those are the players to watch for the Cavemen, as Neidiger now in possession. That's out wide in the direction of Eckery, and then one back by Skyridge. Here comes the Falcons. That was Norda trying to play it back. And then the ball filtered through. Here comes Huddleston. The shot, big save, Norda. Rebound into the hands of Allie Norda. And Skyridge dodge a close one early as Allie Norda comes up with some big saves for the Falcons. Huddleston was played behind the defense, had the opportunity to shoot, and Allie Norda comes up huge for Skyridge. Throw it now on the far side for the Cavemen, as the Cavemen want to keep that pressure on that Skyridge back line. Close to having our opening goal here in the 6A semifinals. Throw it now on the far side for the Falcons. It's going to be Jackson to throw it in. Trying to bring it down is Annika Johns. That ball out of bounds once again. Jackson to throw on the far side. It's going to be Southwick who brings it down out wide in the direction of Scoville. That ball booted up the pitch by. And it'll land at the feet of Sarah Mathis. Intercepted by Norda. Here comes Norda looking for Rachel Boren. Boren has possession now, trying to take it into the box. Cuts inside. Across the face of goal, the shot, big save! And it's cleared off the line! Cleared off the line, but it will not count as the offside flag is raised here on the near side. But nonetheless, huge defensive effort from the Cavemen as that ball is cleared off the line. And unfortunately for Skyridge, it didn't go in, and the offside flag was raised. Jackson winning it back for Skyridge. Settles it back. Back to Jackson up the sideline. It goes out of bounds and out for the Cavemen throw. We got an intense, fun one brewing here at Zions Bank. Back-to-back, non-stop action on both ends between the number 5 and the number 8. That one on the far side. Huddleston trying to bring it down for American Fork. She does. Out to Millward. Millward looking to get around Jackson. Nice play here from Millward. Nice defensive effort from Jackson to make sure that that cross did not come in. And it's going to be out of bounds and out for a corner kick coming up for American Fork. Lucy Kessler on the far side to take. And once again, a set-piece opportunity for the Cavemen to try to make something. The cross into the box, looking far post. The header, it's in! It's a goal, and it's the first of the day. And it looks like it was Sophie Eckery who puts it into the back of the net. Back post, header, bottom corner. And it's 1-0. Cavemen lead.
American Fork 1 and Skyridge 0.
Nice header at the back post from the Cavemen. And the number 5 lead with 25:04 left to go in the first half. How will the Falcons respond? Scoville to Caswell, who settles it back to Scoville. Looking for an immediate response as Caswell has options. Filters it to Boren. Rachel Boren, the cross into the box, across the face of goal. Can't put it on frame. An almost immediate response from Skyridge. And unfortunately, Southwick at the back post just couldn't put it on frame. And now Johns.
Number 12, Sophie Eckery.
Johns trying to get it back. Has to support herself. Back with Norda. By to Norda. And it goes back to By. Who'll set it for Rachel Boren. Boren out wide to Scoville. Scoville up to Caswell. Nice pass back to Rachel Boren. Boren out with an opportunity to play it in. Looking for Johns. Cleared out by American Fork. Millward on the far side against Jackson. Southwick and Jackson both looking to track it. Out of bounds, out for the Falcons throw. And how about Skyridge almost having an immediate response to going down 1-0. It's unfortunate for Southwick, who was all by herself at the back post. Couldn't put it on frame. But Skyridge keeping the pressure as that ball won back by the goal scorer, Eckery. Into the middle now for Kessler. Looking in the direction of Nina Neidiger, but Scoville will track it down and back to Ali Norda. Nice play there from Kessler. Kessler with an opportunity around Huddleston. The shot straight into the hands of Ali Norda. And Huddleston's going to want that one back. Julie Huddleston had the time to settle it and pick her place, but instead hits it first time and straight into the hands of Ali Norda, and a good opportunity for American Fork to go up 2-0. Huddleston trying to win it back. Gardner looking to clear. She does. That ball out wide to Southwick. Southwick still in possession. Here comes the Falcons. Southwick filtered through to Boren. Nice step defensively from Eden Jones. Neidiger trying to get around. Can't. Intercepted by the Falcons. Here comes Norda. Emily Norda still in possession. Off to Boren. Rachel Boren with an opportunity. The shot into the hands of Mathis. And Sarah Mathis coming up big for American Fork. Oh, this game has opened up since that goal. And now here comes the Cavemen with the steal up the pitch. Gardner, huge defensive effort from Gardner. Jackson now coming across, looking to clear. She does, plays it out, and it's going to be a Caveman throw. And substitutions coming up for American Fork.
American Fork substitutions. Number 14, Kelly Conde. Number 23, Emma McCormick. And number 27, Bailey Ballard.
Coming off is Nina Neidiger, Julie Hutchinson, and Lila Millward for American Fork. That ball played in now by the Cavemen. Cross into the box. It'll go out of the box, and Eckert, the goal scorer, will track it down. Sophie Eckery passes it back to Jones. Jones up to the middle now in the direction of Condi. Condi loses it out by Emily Norda, winning it back for Skyridge. That ball up to Johns. Annika Johns losing it out. Nice defensive effort from Kessler to win it back. Here comes Kessler from distance. Saved by Allie Norda, who comes up big once again for the Falcons. High up the pitch now. Southwick with a nice little bit of skill. Southwick trying to track it down. And unfortunately goes out of bounds and out for the Cavemen throw. 19:57 left to go here at Zions Bank Stadium. 1-0 American Fork lead. Sophie Eckery with the goal off the corner. Nice header down into the bottom corner at the back post. So put the number 5 up 1-0, and American Fork and Skyridge have been trading blows back to back. End-to-end, nonstop action here in the first match of the 6A semifinals. That ball played out by the Falcons. And it's going to be Crandall who comes across to try to win it back for the Falcons. High boot, nothing called there. As Bai comes across to win it. Southwick looking to play it towards Johns. Crandall once again with a head. And it's going to be a battle between Johnson and Johns. That ball goes out of bounds and out for American Fork. Quick throw up the sideline. Gardner comes across defensively. Out of bounds once again for American Fork throw. One back by the Falcons. Jackson coming across, trying to win it back. Nice defensive effort from Bailey Ballard to win it back for American Fork. Here comes Crandall towards the middle of the park. And out wide to Schneider. Schneider looking to play up the pitch in the direction of McCormick. McCormick brings it down. Caswell, who does a great job to win it back. Amanda Caswell winning it for Skyridge, and now here comes the Falcons trying to hit on a quick counter. And then once again, American Fork defensively coming up big. Emily Norda winning it in the middle of the park. Almost stolen back by American Fork, but now the Falcons can relieve some of that pressure out wide to Boren. Rachel Boren waiting for support, doesn't get it, and picked off by Kessler. Here comes Lucy Kessler. Kessler trying to play it through to McCormick. Huge defensive effort once again from the Falcons to clear that one. And American Fork not letting up. They want to keep that pressure on that back line. Ball played back to Cook. Cook up the wing. Gardner comes across, and Brooke Gardner gets enough on it to get that to ricochet off an American Fork player, and it goes out of bounds and out for Falcons throw.
Number 6, Brooklyn Strange. And number 3, Cambria Lee.
Substitutions for the designated visitors, Skyridge on the far side. And including a loud student section. Credit to the Falcons, who have a good amount of fans over on that far side. Here comes Caswell trying to clear it out for Skyridge, and she does. That ball going all the way back to Sarah Mathis. Who can now slow things down a little bit for American Fork. Up the pitch. Won by Southwick, who brings it down. Norda plays it back to Gardner. Gardner back to Hughes. Hughes looking to play it up. Nice step by American Fork to win it back. McCormick trying to bring it down. Nice there from Brooklyn Strange to get a boot on it, and now Skyridge can maintain possession. Here comes Boren. Here comes Rachel Boren trying to filter one through around Crandall. She does. Cambria Lee, unfortunately, can't get on the end of it. And it's going to be out for American Fork goal kick. But prior to that, substitutions coming up for American Fork.
Number 25, Julie Huddleston. Number 15, Kate Nightingale. And number 2, Lila Millward.
Huddleston, Neidiger, and Millward back on the pitch for the Cavemen. Johns plays it up into the feet of Neidiger, who gets her first touch since coming back. Huddleston can't get to it. And now Gardner, who plays it up. Allison Beard plays a dangerous back pass. Huddleston trying to track it down, and back to Allie Norda. Emma Hughes. Nice touch by Caswell. Amanda Caswell now trying to support herself with Gardner. Gardner boots it up. Huddleston gets on the end of it. Here comes American Fork. That shot straight into the hands of Allie Norda. How about that press from Julie Huddleston, who gets a deflection on the ball. It lands at the feet of Bailey Ballard, and unfortunately for Ballard, just can't get the right shot off into the hands of Norda and Skyridge. Getting the ball back now, high up the pitch. Here comes the Falcons. That ball comes off of American Fork, and now Crandall can clear. Huddleston brings it down to Kessler. Kessler trying to filter one through to Millward. Millward is on sides. And now Strange has to clear for Skyridge. She does. Brought down by the Falcons. That ball filtered through, looking for Boren. And you got to give credit there to Eden Jones for the fantastic defensive effort to just shield Boren and make sure she couldn't get on the end of that one. Here comes the Falcons again. Strange looking to play a pass back in the middle of the park now. Filtering it through to Boren. Just a little too much as Rachel Boren couldn't get on the end of it, and Mathis off her line well. Neidiger now. One back by Caswell. Amanda Caswell, nice here for Skyridge with an opportunity to cross into the hands of Sarah Mathis. 12:45 left to go in the first. It is still a 1-0 American Fork lead. That ball won back in the middle of the park by Southwick. And it was Cambria Lee who tried to turn. Southwick chasing it. Out of bounds and out for the throw-in. Jackson on the far side to take. Back to Gardner. Gardner looking to make something as trying to get it to Boren. Scoville steps up. Rachel Boren now was trying to get it back to Scoville. And the throw-in coming up for the Falcons. Scoville here on the near side to throw it in. Castle brings it down. Amanda Castle trying to look for support. Pickpocketed by Millward. Now here comes Huddleston. Jackson wins it back. Nice step from Allison Beard. And then Allison Beard coming across well defensively again to win it back for Skyridge. Southwick to Beard. Beard back to Gardner. Brooke Gardner to Emma Hughes. Trying to connect with Strange, but no one was there. And then Cambria Lee doing well against Lucy Kessler, trying to win it back. And now here comes the Falcons with Boren. And a foul called. Rachel Boren not happy with that call. She thought she was brought down. And a free kick coming up for American Fork. Kessler, who will just boot it high up the pitch towards the back post. Takes a bounce. And unfortunately, Bailey Ballard just couldn't get on the end of it, out for the goal kick.
Number 12, Sophie Eckery. And number 30, Ellie Cook.
Sophie Eckery and Ellie Cook checking back in for American Fork. Eckery, the goal scorer, back on the pitch for the Cavemen. Allie Norda will now have a goal kick. Leaves it close to Hughes. Emma Hughes looks to play it up the pitch. Comes off the head of Schneider. And now Rachel Boren tracking for the Falcons. Nice turn there from Boren. That ball filtered through, looking for Caswell. Nice defensive effort from Sophie Eckery. Here comes Jones to Kessler. Kessler to Schneider. Schneider plays it up the pitch. Intercepted by Southwick. And here comes Skyridge. Southwick looking for support. Give away to Millard. Millward comes across, gives it to Kessler. Kessler in the middle of the park. Lucy Kessler to Huddleston. To Neidiger. Faith Neidiger looking to play one in behind in the direction of Millward. Millward can get to it. She does. Brings it down into the box. And nice header to clear there from Emma Hughes. Allison Beard looking to turn it up. Beard gets it to Cambria Lee. Lee in the middle now for Caswell. Caswell in the middle of the park. Filter one through, looking for Boren, but too much. And it'll just filter through to Sarah Mathis. And now Mathis can slow things down here and kill some clock. Mathis will clear it out. Out wide to Millward. On the far side is Millward, looking to play back in towards the middle of the park. Strange is there to win it back. Brooklyn Strange is clipped. And a free kick coming up for the Skyridge Falcons. Emma Hughes to take for the number 8. Toby Peterson and the Skyridge Falcons here still looking for their first girls soccer state championship. And they have plenty of time to get back into this one and try to have a chance to play for it on Friday. But right now, American Fork holding well as they look for their third state championship. That ball back to Gardner. Brooke Gardner with a nice move. Caswell, who lets it roll and almost found Boren, but now Scoville coming up against Kessler. Kessler somehow wins it, and then Scoville taking it back for Skyridge. Scoville will go all the way back to Hughes. Hughes across the line to Gardner. Gardner against Hutchinson. Gardner now carrying the center back. Playing it up the pitch. Finds Beard. Beard to Caswell. Caswell settles in, supports herself with Scoville. 6:45 left to go in the first. Jackson. Into the middle now for Beard. Beard out to Southwick. Southwick back to Beard. Beard back to Gardner. Gardner across the line to Emma Hughes. Skyridge here in possession, but in their own defensive third. Can they break through and get it into the attacking third? Here comes Strange. Out to Beard. Beard back in the middle looking for Lee. Goes to Caswell. Caswell has a chance to play it out wide. She does. To Southwick. Southwick back in the middle for Caswell. Amanda Caswell with the shot. Takes a deflection off of Johns. Still Skyridge with Caswell. Back to Beard. Beard looking to play one through. Into the hands of Sarah Mathis. And now Eckery, the goal scorer, trying to hit on a quick counter. Here comes American Fork. Nice defensive step there from Scoville. Back to Jackson. Out wide to Southwick. Southwick to Lee. Lee gets a touch, and it's a foot race now with her and Crandall. Crandall wins it out. In the middle now for Mathis. Mathis clears. Neidiger gets a head on it. Gets another head on it. And one back by Brooklyn Strange. Eckery comes across to win it. Here comes a counter. Millward out wide. Opportunity for American Fork. Millward cross, but it's out of bounds and out for the goal kick. 5 minutes left. Substitutions for Skyridge on the far side.
Leah Scoville. Replacing number 5, Emma Hughes.
Gardner will now play it out for the Falcons. Here comes Beard, who plays it as Scoville. Scoville to Kate Scoville. One back by Eckery. Now ball's out of bounds. Skyridge throw. Skyridge throw, much to the disappointment of the American Fork faithful. They thought it was their throw-in. Kate Scoville plays it in, looking for Caswell. Eckery brings it down and out for another throw. Kate Scoville here on the near side to throw it in. Caswell looking to play it up the sideline, but unfortunately no one's there. And it's going to be out for the throw.
Substitution for the Cavemen, number 27, Bailey Ballard.
Bailey Ballard checking back in, replacing Lila Millward. With 3:16 left to go in the first. Neidiger brings it down. Lucy Kessler plays it out. And now Leah Scoville coming across. Brings it down. Scoville back to Gardner. Gardner. Crandall comes across. Doesn't get the best of touches on it. Southwick trying to win it back. And Millward. That was Johnson who wins it back well. And then Falcons come across to take it back. Brooklyn Strange in possession for Skyridge. Johnson boots it out. Caswell stolen by Eckery. That ball will filter through to Jackson. One back by Huddleston. Looking to float one in. Leah Scoville gets an awkward boot on it. And Kate Scoville makes sure that one doesn't go out of bounds for the corner. It'll be Falcons' throw. And no, ultimately the officials say it did go out off the end line, and so corner kick coming up for American Fork. The cross into the box near post. And it looks like that was Kate Scoville to clear. Here comes Schneider. Schneider looks to float one in. Comes off of Cook. And can't put it on frame. Out for the goal kick. 1:30 left to go here in the first half. Let's see if Skyridge can pull one back before the end of the first. Scoville. to Caswell. Amanda Caswell looking to float one in over the top to Boren. Rachel Boren. Mathis tracking back to her box. The cross cleared out by Johns. Caswell still there, and that one will go out of bounds and out for a Falcons throw with a minute left. Kate Scoville. Eckery trying to win it back. All the way back to Leah Scoville. Huddleston with the steal, and then Leah Scoville collects herself well. Up to Strange. Strange to Beard. Beard back to Strange. Strange takes a deflection, and Southwick will bring it down. Southwick into the middle now for Cambria Lee, who unfortunately can't get it back to Strange. And that'll go out for the goal kick. Coming up for American Fork. Mathis plays it short to Johns. Johns will just boot it out. 10 seconds left.
8,
Scoville.
7, 6.
Scoville will try it from distance into the hands of Sarah Mathis, and that'll do it. And so we've reached the end of the first half. And thanks to a Sophie Eckery goal, American Fork hold a 1-0 lead as we head into the break. Stick with us here on the Rewind Sports Network, as always presented by Heidemann & Associates for second half action when we return.
Visit MACU.com. Perform.
Ready to start the second half here in the 6A semifinals, where the American Fork Cavemen lead 1-0 against the Skyridge Falcons. I'm Alex Napolis, happy to be here today, bringing you all the action from the 6A and 5A semifinals here from Zions Bank Stadium, located in Harriman, Utah. We're getting ready to start the second half, and the second half is brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. Heidemann & Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest you. It was an entertaining first half, back and forth, nonstop action, end-to-end action from both sides in the first 20-25 minutes of that one. But it was off a corner that Sophie Eckery was able to get a header in and tuck it into the bottom corner to put it 1-0. American Fork. Skyridge has been looking for a response since. And we'll see if they're able to do that here in the second half to tie things up. Or will American Fork prevail with a 1-0 lead, or possibly double that lead here in the second half? Skyridge now taking the field. It's going to be the Falcons in the white and orange shooting to the left of your screen. And it's going to be American Fork in the red shooting to the right to get things rolling here in the second half. 40 minutes on the clock, 40 minutes left of this 6A semifinals. And we're underway once again at Zions Bank Stadium. Again, it's a 1-0 AF lead as Millward brings it down. And that one goes out of bounds and out for the American Fork throw. Coming off of Jackson. Throw in for Johnson now. Rachel Boren gets a foot on it. Out for another American Fork throw. Another throw-in coming up for the American Fork Cavemen. Cook brings it down. Back out to Johnson. Out of bounds. Now Falcons throw. As Skyridge get possession back. Here comes Annika Johns battling it out against Lucy Kessler. Kessler wins it back. Crandall to Kessler. Kessler to Cook. Cook with an opportunity here for American Fork as that ball's filtered through to Neidiger. Neidiger over the top to Huddleston, who is waved offsides. Nice build-up there from American Fork, but unfortunately Huddleston a foot or two in front of the defensive line. Offsides and a free kick now for the Skyridge Falcons. Boren will bring it down. Boren looking to play it towards the middle of the park. Now out wide in the direction of Caswell. Kessler to cover. Nice coverage there from Kessler, who will play it safely out of bounds and out for the Falcons throw. Jackson will throw it in. Castle back to Jackson. Jackson out to Rachel Boren. Boren to Caswell. Caswell looking for a shot. Safely into the hands of Sarah Mathis. Up ball now. Back in the direction of Rachel Bourne. Bourne can't track it down. Out for the Cavemen throw-in. And now Falcons throw with Bourne. Bourne looking to play it in quickly towards Caswell. Takes a bounce. Kessler is there to clear. Kessler slow to get back on her feet after the clearance, but now she's back up. That ball now out of bounds. Out for another Falcons throw. This time on the far side, it's going to be Scoville to take. Near the top of the 18, cleared out by Johns. Huddleston brings it down. It's now Neidiger. Faith Neidiger in possession. Out wide. It rolls to the feet of Millward. Millward trying to cut it back inside. Looking for Eckery. That ball comes out now for Skyridge. Kessler comes across. Makes a big challenge. Throw in coming up. And they'll ultimately call the foul there on Lucy Kessler. And so free kick coming up for the Falcons. It looks like that's Scoville on the far side to take. Comes down to Neidiger. Neidiger to Huddleston. Comes off of Caswell and kept in bounds by Sampson. Sampson, who will go all the way back to Hughes. Hughes to Gardner. Gardner back to Hughes. Hughes looking to clear. Keeps it short to Castle. And they'll say went out of bounds. Off of Hughes, and so American Fork with an opportunity to throw it in. Brought down, free kick called. American Fork to take. Here comes the free kick for American Fork. It's going to be Faith Neidiger over it to take the cross. Looking near post. Nice defensive clearance there from Skyridge as Caswell now looking to bring it down against Kessler, and Kessler does a good job to win it back. That ball out wide now to Neidiger, who unfortunately can't put it on frame, out of bounds and out for the goal kick. It's going to be Emmeline Livingston, who subbed on at the halftime for Allie Norda.
Substitution, number 11, Allison Beard.
Allison Beard checking back in. But a goal kick coming up for Livingston. Brooke Gardner to Jackson. Jackson up the sideline to Boren. Boren settles it back to Jackson. Jackson trying to get it back to Rachel Boren. Crandall comes across and clears. Throw-in coming up for the Falcons. Jackson. Johns, who loses out. Brooke Gardner now in possession for Skyridge. Gardner has pressure from Millward. Hughes now looking to clear. Beard can't bring it down, out for the American Fork throw. That ball will go all the way back to Jones. Jones clears it out. Neidiger. Nice little bit of skill there from Faith Neidiger, but unfortunately goes out of bounds and out. Falcons throw. That looked like that was Cecily By, who tried to bring it down for Skyridge. Out of bounds once again. American Fork throw-in. By winning it back and out of bounds once again. Here comes Eckery. Norda wins it back in the middle of the park. And American Fork come up with it once again. Here comes Johnson. Annika Johns wins it back for American Fork. Out wide to Jackson. Jackson back to Gardner, who has to adjust. Gardner back to Livingston. Livingston, who boots it out. Sampson does a good job to make sure that one stays in bounds. Hughes now. Emily Norda trying to turn it. And here comes Kessler. Kessler with the shot into the hands of Livingston. And Skyridge now with an opportunity to clear the pressure. That ball takes a good bounce. Here comes Boren. Rachel Boren with an opportunity. Crandall comes across. Big defensive effort from Crandall. Rachel Boren still on the ball. Taking it in to John. The shot. Big save, Mathis. And huge play from Rachel Boren and Annika Johns. Boren does a good job to get around Crandall. Squares it to Johns. Johns gets it with a shot to the bottom corner, but Sarah Mathis coming up huge once again for American Fork. Keeps this one at 1-0. Johnson to throw it in. Cook, Kessler with a header, and it's going to be Cecily By to track it down for American Fork. And it'll just go out of bounds and out for a American Fork throw-in. Played in quickly. Schneider looking to play one in to Huddleston. She does. Nice defensive step there from Gardner. Still American Fork with Kessler from distance. And into the hands of Livingston. Cleared out by the Falcons. Crandall lets it bounce off the chest. Rachel Boren can win it. She does. Boren, the turn, the shot. Huge defensive block from Johnson. How about it from Chelsea Johnson to just come across and make sure that Boren couldn't get the shot off. And now a corner kick Coming up for Skyridge. By here on the near side to take. Set piece opportunity coming up. The cross into the box. Into the middle. Cleared out by American Fork. Jackson will now track it down for the Falcons. And will settle it for Scoville. Scoville to Gardner. Gardner up to Emily Norda. Norda loses out possession, and then By comes across and settles it for Boren. Boren looking for Johns. And Annika Johns loses out possession for Skyridge. Millward brings it down well, but intercepted by Jackson, and here comes Jackson for the Falcons. That ball out wide to Boren. Rachel Boren with an opportunity, looking to float one in. And it'll go out of bounds and out for the goal kick. 27:50 left to go, still plenty of time
Number 27.
for the Falcons to get back into this one. And they'll look to their top goal scorer, Rachel Boren, to make the difference. Boren's had some good opportunities here in the second half, but so far the Falcons can't find the breakthrough. And here comes Skyridge once again in possession. That ball crossed, floated in, and out for the corner kick. Big set piece opportunity coming up for the Skyridge Falcons, and those visiting Falcon fans getting on their feet, trying to cheer on the number 8 in the RPI. The cross into the box, into the mix, takes a couple of deflections. Emma Hughes will try it. Takes a couple of more deflections, still there for the Falcons, brought down. Nothing called. Penalty! It's a penalty for Skyridge! I believe they're calling a handball. It looks like it's a handball called inside the box. And Rachel Boren, the top goal scorer, with an opportunity to tie things up halfway through the second half. This is the opportunity that Skyridge has been waiting for. Boren to take. Rachel Boren from 12 yards out against Mathis. Here comes Boren. It's a save! How about it? From Sarah Mathis. The shot takes the deflection. Sarah Mathis comes up huge for American Fork. Keeps this one at 1-0. Denies Rachel Boren from 12 yards out, and a foul inside the box led to the penalty. Sarah Mathis comes up big, and we got a Skyridge player down on the far side. And so while the trainer's out on the pitch, we'll take a quick step away here on the Rewind Sports Networks. Welcome back into Zions Bank Stadium. It was Rachel Boren who had the opportunity from the penalty to tie things up. But Sarah Mathis comes up huge for American Fork. and keeps this one at 1-0 for the number 5 seed. And with 25:30 left to go here at Zions Bank, Skyridge needs something, and they need something quick. Free kick coming up for the Falcons. And we're adding time back onto the clock with 25:45 left to go. And the officials, center ref trying to sort things out here. Ball back in play. That ball lobbed over the top to Boren, who gets a header on it, and Sarah Mathis coming up big once again. Mathis will just boot it up. And now brought down by Neidiger. Emily Norda wins it back in the middle of the park. Back to Gardner. Gardner brought down. By will now clear it for the Falcons. And it'll just roll back to Mathis, who will boot it away. And out for the Falcons throw-in. Johns tries to bring it down. The shot from Sampson takes a deflection. And that ball will go back. It's going to be McDonald on the far side to take. That ball takes a bounce. Boren is there at the top of the 18. Cuts it back. Here comes Boren. The shot across the face of goal. And cleared out by American Fork. Handball called and a free kick coming up for American Fork. And that back line for the Cavemen coming up big again as Rachel Boren and Emily Norda trying to get the Falcons back into this one. 24:04 left to go here at Zions Bank. 1-0 Cavemen lead. Free kick coming up for American Fork as that ball's just booted up by Kessler. Emily Norda trying to track it down, gets a head on it. Johnson with a high boot, and a foul called. Foul called against Chelsea Johnson for the high boot, and so a free kick coming up to Skyridge as Gardner boots it up. Looking for Boren. Johnson gets a head on it, comes all the way back to Huddleston. Huddleston trying to get around for Gardner. Big defensive play from Brooke Gardner. Still Gardner on the ball. Brought down. Nothing called. Faith Neidiger trying to play it back for American Fork. Neidiger out wide to Eckery, the goal scorer, against Sampson. That ball goes out of bounds and out for the Cavemen throw. Far side official was saying Cavemen. Center referee says Skyridge, and so it goes Skyridge ball. That now out of bounds for the American Fork throw.
American Fork substitution, number 2, Lila Miller.
Lila Miller replacing Faith Neidiger with 22 minutes left to go. And Faith Neidiger, who's been fantastic in the middle of the park for the Cavemen today. Out of bounds once again, American Fork throw. Here comes Kessler. Kessler looking to switch it over. Only to find Jackson. Jackson clears for Skyridge. Falls to Beard. Beard gets a head on it. And nothing going there for Skyridge. Schneider now just plays it out of bounds and out for the Falcons throw. Taken quickly by Skyridge. That ball will go all the way through to Emma Hughes, who will just shield it as it goes out of bounds and out for another Falcons throw. Cleared out by American Fork. One back now in the middle of the park by Emily Norda, who is pickpocketed by Condi. And then Callie Condi, who's brought down. Free kick called. American Fork ball. Free kick coming up for American Fork. It's going to be Lucy Kessler standing over it to take. Kessler floats one in to Huddleston. Comes off of Livingston. And for a second there, it looked like that one ended up in the back of the net, but it hits the backside netting off the hands of Emmeline Livingston and out for the corner. 20 minutes left, and American Fork have an opportunity. Off the corner cross, into the box, into the mix. It looks like that was Bourne who got ahead on it. Nora brought down. And a foul committed on Emily Norda. Free kick coming up for Skyridge. Hughes plays it up. One back by Kessler. And now Lucy Kessler looking to make a play. Was played behind Huddleston. Hughes can't clear. Nice press from American Fork to win it back and then just boot it out by Cecily By. Throw-in coming up for American Fork. Substitutions, though, prior to.
Substitutions for Skyridge. Number 10, Amanda Castro. Number 18, Olivia Southwood. For American Fork, number 30, Ellie Cook.
And remember to stick with us here on KSLSports.com as we have action all day from 6A and 5A semifinals. Following the conclusion of this one, Lone Peak taking on Layton. That kickoff scheduled at 12:30 here on the Rewind Sports Network. That ball filtered through by Millward. Floated back post. Ballard can't get on it. And it'll go out of bounds and out for the Falcons throw. Ballard all by herself at the back post. No defender anywhere near her. And unfortunately, Ballard couldn't bring it down. Out for now an American Fork throw-in. It's going to be Johnson to throw it in. Nice defensive shielding there from Brooke Gardner as that one goes out of bounds and out for the goal kick. This part of the match brought to you by Advanced Windows. Remember that their fall window sale, you get $2,000 off 10 windows or more, 60 months, 0% interest, financing available for a limited time only. Call 801-850-9100. Again, that's 801-850-9100. The shot off the crossbar! Still an opportunity and out! The shot from the top of the 18 came crashing off the crossbar. And then unfortunately couldn't put the rebound back on goal. And Skyridge dodge a close one there. American Fork looking to keep the pressure on that Falcons back line. Out for another throw-in. And now Johnson plays it in. Brought down by Caswell. Millward is there, gets a boot on it, but Livingston comes across to collect. 16:30 left to go here in the second half. Norda brings it down, stolen by Hutchinson, who commits the foul. Free kick coming up for Skyridge. Hughes to take. Floats one in. And it'll just go straight back into the hands of Sarah Mathis. And American Fork now can clear. Still 1-0. Plenty of time for this to go either way, as the referee says play on at the foul committed. And it will go all the way back to Livingston. To Jackson. The pressure coming from Ballard. Back to Livingston. That's going to be Southwick who tries to bring it down. One back by Kessler. Kessler plays it up the pitch. And out for a Falcons throw. Brought down by Southwick. Jones comes across and clears well into the stands. And out for the Falcons throw once again. That ball played in. Jones once again coming across defensively to try to clear. Now lands at the feet of Huddleston. Bourne will now try to turn it up for the Skyridge Falcons. That ball played out. And it'll trickle all the way back to Livingston. Livingston punts it away. Jones once again to clear for American Fork. Played in by the Falcons, and now losing out possession. It's going to be throw-in coming up. As Faith Neidiger checking back in for American Fork with 13:30 left to go. That ball once again out of bounds. Another Falcons throw on the far side. Southwick was looking to take it quickly, but we'll leave it to Scoville. That ball floated now into the box. Boren trying to bring it down against four. Norda to buy. Caswell. Amanda Caswell cuts it back inside to Beard. Beard with an opportunity. Back out to Caswell. Jackson now with an opportunity as Jackson near the edge of the box. The cross cleared out by American Fork. Time running down here at Zions Bank. Falcons need a goal. Cleared out by American Fork. It's a foot race now as Livingston off her line to clear. Norda brings it down and can't keep it in bounds out of 4A, an American Fork throw-in.
American Fork substitution, number 23, Emma McCormick.
Substitution coming up for the Cavewomen.
Replacing number 25, Julie Huddleston.
That ball back in play now for American Fork, and it'll just roll through to Hughes, who will boot it up Beard brings it down to Boren. Boren has an opportunity. Can't get around Jones. Nothing called, and it'll go back to Sarah Mathis. And now Mathis, who can take some time off that clock. Mathis will just play it up and out. Brought down by Hughes, who finds By. By now on the wing. It's now to Caswell. Caswell has options. Out wide to Southwick. Southwick trying to play it into the box, but no one there. And once again, safely into the hands of Mathis, who can kill some time. Played out to Cook. Ellie Cook. Millard with the footwork. Millard gets around Jackson, but can't keep it in bounds. Nice little bit of skill there from Lilia Millward. And now throwing coming up for the Falcons. Gardner. Brooke Gardner losing out possession. Millard wins it high up the pitch. Millard taking it to the corner. Looking for support. One back by Emma Hughes. And the Falcons defense clearing it out. McDonald's trying to bring it down. Throw-in coming up for Skyridge. Beard lets it bounce. One back by American Fork. It'll go all the way back to Sarah Mathis, who will just boot it up and out. By gets a foot on it. McDonald. McDonald will go all the way back to Livingston. To Gardner. Gardner back to Livingston. Pressure coming from McCormick. And now Hughes pushes it up for Skyridge. Beard takes a heavy touch. Trying to float one over the top to Norda. Cook comes across well, and American Fork in a little bit of danger, but cleared out by Schneider. Jackson gets ahead on it. Pressured by Millward. Millward gets the last touch on it, so it goes out of bounds and out for a Falcons goal kick. That ball filtered through. Boren trying to win it back, but Crandall doing her job well defensively. Here comes Kessler. Losing it out in the middle of the park is Kessler. Here comes By. By trying to float one to Boren. And American Fork once again staying strong defensively. Nothing going there for the Falcons with 8 minutes to go here in the second half. It's a 1-0 American Fork lead. And time winding down for Skyridge to try to get back into this one. Substitution coming up for American Fork.
Substitution for American Fork, number 14, Kelly Condi. Replacing number 30, Ellie Cook.
Kelly Condi back on the pitch for American Fork. Kelly Condi gets ahead on it. Cleared out by the Falcons. Crandall coming across and has to clear it out. Throw-in coming up for Skyridge. Jackson on the near side to take. To Caswell. Caswell taking it in towards the middle of the park. Back to By. By looking to float one over the top to Southwick, who gets to it. Southwick brings it down the cross, takes a deflection and out. Corner kick coming up for the Falcons, and another big opportunity to try to tie things up with a set-piece play. 6:55 left to go in the second half. Skyridge, corner, the cross, into the box, near post, the header from Boren. That will just trickle out of bounds. And out for the goal kick. Boren unfortunately couldn't redirect it on frame.
American Board substitution, number 25.
And substitutions coming up for both sides.
Skyridge lineup, number 9, Annika Johns.
Mathis will play it out. As Jones boots it up. Hughes in a foot race, who will settle it back to Livingston. Livingston clears. Substitutions once again for both sides.
Into the lineup for American Fork, number 30, Ellie Cook. Replacing Kelly Condon.
And that ball played into Neidiger. One back by Norda. Norda trying to float one through to Boren. Boren trying to bring it down against Johnson. One back, Kessler. Faith Neidiger. And Cecily By comes across to win it well for Skyridge. And here comes the Falcons with Caswell. Caswell out to Johns. Johns back to By. By up the wing looking for McDonald's. Or excuse me, that's Southwick. Southwick crossing it in, takes a deflection, still in play. Coming across is the goal scorer, Eckery, as it goes out of bounds and out for another corner kick. Set piece opportunity coming up for the Falcons, and they need this one to find the back of the net. Time running out with 4:40 left to go. The cross into the box. Beard can't get ahead on it and just floats through to the edge of the box. Out now to Jackson. Jackson playing it into Hughes. Hughes will float one in. Brought down to Boren. The shot. Big defensive effort. Still Boren. And finally cleared out by the Cavemen. Jackson can't keep it in bounds. Out for the throw. And American Fork with a huge defensive effort to deny Rachel Boren from about 6 yards out. And now American Fork coming the other way with Huddleston against Gardner. Huddleston out wide to Millward. Millward taking it to the corner. Millward losing it out. Still Millward who fights for it. Huddleston out of bounds, out for the Falcons throw. .320 left on that clock. Millward wins it back. And out of bounds for another Falcons throw. Rachel Boren will throw it in for Skyridge. That ball played to the middle of the park, and it's Neidiger who recovers for American Fork. Out wide to the goal scorer, Eckery. Eckery does a good job to keep it in, and it'll go out of bounds now for the Falcons throw. Cleared out by Hughes. One now in the middle of the park by Kessler. Eckery gets ahead on it. Out of bounds for another Falcons throw, and 2:20 left to go. Skyridge need a goal to tie things up. Out of bounds once again, Falcons throw. Caswell gets a boot on it. Skyridge throwing, coming up once again. Played in quickly. Boren brings it down near the edge of the box. Boren trying to play one in. Boren, once again, the American Fork defense comes up huge. Neidiger trying to clear. She does. Throw-in coming up for Skyridge. That ball out of bounds. American Fork throw-in coming up. Schneider on the far side to take. Throw-in for American Fork, played in once again. That ball booted up by Hughes. One minute left. Boren trying to play one through. Johns gets on the end of it. Still an opportunity, and Mathis will just kill some clock. And with 45 seconds left, the number 5 seed feels like they've done enough to make it through. Throw-in coming up for the Falcons. 30 seconds left. Livingston will boot it up. That ball lands at Johns to Gardner. Gardner brings it down. Johns now. This could be the last chance for Skyridge. Schneider comes across, cleared out by Crandall. Kessler.
7, 6, 5.
Livingston will boot it up.
3, 2.
And that will do it. Heartbreak for the Falcons, but elation and jubilation for American Fork as a 1-0 victory in the 6A semifinal will put them through to the championship match on Friday.
Congratulations to Skyridge on participating.
Sophie Eckery makes the difference. Her goal early in the first half is all that the Cavemen needed to make it through to the next round. And will now have a chance to play for their 3rd state championship on Friday. The Falcons had plenty of opportunities to tie things up. They had a penalty kick that was saved by Sarah Mathis. And unfortunately for Skyridge, they bow out in the semifinals back-to-back years. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as always presented by Heidemann Associates. American Fork 1, Skyridge 0, the final score. Stick with us here on KSLSports.com as we'll have Layton taking on the Lone Peak Knights coming up next